Today we're talking about YouTube SEO and how to rank #1 on YouTube. Now some videos are really hard to rank, but others are really easy to rank at the very top of YouTube and rank very quickly. Now we're going to talk about how you can differentiate between the ones that are hard and the ones that are easy, and if you start with the easy ones to rank, it actually makes it then easier later to target the hard ones. Now I have to say right up front that what you're going to learn in this episode, no one else is teaching. There's other people that talk about keyword research or talk about YouTube SEO, and what they're sharing is baloney. Now a lot of their other advice about how to make compelling videos or how to keep people engaged, there's a lot of advice that they teach that's really, really good. But if you've learned keyword research or how to use keyword tools or how to get your videos ranked at the top of Google or YouTube, it doesn't work. It's baloney. So you want to watch this episode. Let me just show you a few quick examples so that you can see what I'm talking about. If you go to YouTube and you type in buying vacant land in Florida, Brent Bowers is at the very top. The strategy you're going to learn today is how we got him there. If you type in are fixed indexed annuities a good investment, you'll find Stan the Annuity Man at the very top. And this is the strategy that got him there. If you type in how do millionaires build wealth using life insurance, that's how Doug Andrew is at the very top. If you type in how to start a retreat business, you'll find Michelle Villalobos in positions 2, 3, and 4. Even how to change the tone of your singing voice, you find Jason Hewlett ranking at the top. Here's Ted Thomas ranking at the top. Here's Laurel Langmeyer ranking at the top. Here's Dr. Carrie Ann Perkins ranking at the top. Here's Jay Townsend ranking at the very top. And here's Chad Littlefield ranking at the very top. If you watch this full episode, you'll know how to get your videos ranking at the very top. So with some of the previous examples that I shared of those videos ranking at the top, you might have noticed something. They're very, very specific questions. Now I use a tree analogy, and I'm not going to go into detail on that now, but if you picture a tree, there's leaves that are at the bottom of the tree or some that are at the top of the tree. The ones on the lower branches, those ones are the easiest to pick. So I use the expression the low-hanging fruit or the low-hanging leaves, okay? There's videos that are easy to rank, and those are the ones that you can reach at the bottom of the tree. And if you go after those, you put those videos on YouTube, those videos will rank at the top of YouTube very, very easy. And it makes it so that down the road, as you pick leaves higher and higher up on this tree, those videos will then start to rank at the top of YouTube as well. So I'll show you a few more examples, and I'll give you some more specific details. So if you go to YouTube and you type in this really specific question, how to get business credit with poor personal credit, and again, we've got Noelle Randall ranking at the top for these. This is one of those low-hanging leaves, or the leaves that are easiest to reach. And this is a video that we filmed 4 years ago, and it's got 1.1 million views on it. So I'm going to show you a few more examples so that you can really grasp this, but then I'm going to show you the strategy and actually take you behind the scenes of some of the research that we've done so that you can know how to have top ranking like this yourself. Now let me show you one of the higher leaves on that tree for Noelle. If you type in business credit, notice that Noelle is now ranking #2 on YouTube for that one, and this one's had 1.1 million views. If Noelle would have gone after this 2-word phrase early on without going after the lower leaves first, she would never have videos ranking here. Let me show you another example. So if you type in what is the role of a superintendent in construction, that's a really long specific question. That's a leaf on the lower branches of this tree. And obviously Jason ranks at the top. He's got videos in positions 3 and 4 as well. Well, now look what's happened after a year of launching videos like this. You type in construction management and he dominates this. You know, he's got position 1 and 2. And one more example, if you type in this low-hanging leaf, 10 things you should never say to your child. I've actually got 2 different channels that are ranking here. We've got Paul Jenkins and we've got Nicolene Peck. And if you go to YouTube and you type in self-government, just that 2-word phrase, notice that Nicolene Peck is dominating self-government. So now let's talk about how we did this. Now this is all based upon my tree analogy and my leaf strategy. So if you haven't seen me talk about my tree analogy and my leaf strategy, I'll link to another video right up here. It's called the YouTube SEO Secret Strategy. So I'd actually recommend, if you haven't seen that yet, pause this video, go watch that one, and then you can come back right here. So on my screen now, you'll see I've highlighted one branch. When you do keyword research and you find all these different questions, all these different leaves, some that are on the lower branches, some that are on the higher branches, you can compare different branches to each other. And when you do that, you can then understand the different target audiences that each of these branches represent. So as you're looking at 2 different branches, you can recognize this one is definitely my target audience, this one not so much. or you can look at and understand the different demographics. This branch here, they are more likely to be searching and being able to afford my services, where this branch, they're not ready for it yet. Now let me show you a real example. This is from Noelle Randall. She teaches real estate investing, and we did this keyword research for her a year ago. So I found this branch, Real Estate Investor Find. These are all the questions that people are asking on Google and YouTube on this Real Estate Investor Find branch. And I want to show you a second branch that we compared to it, Real Estate Investor Become. These are all the questions on that branch. When I showed these two branches to Noelle, she looked at the first one and she said, now that I see it grouped this way, I've already filmed a couple of videos here, but I realize this is not my target audience. So I don't want to film any more videos on this branch. Then she commented on this Become branch. She said, I haven't really focused on this branch that much, but this is definitely my target audience. I want my videos to be at the top of YouTube for every single one of these topics or these questions. So we then checked. We typed in every one of these questions into YouTube to see if she was ranking at the top or not. So for the first branch that's not important to her, we typed in, if you look at that right column, you'll see yeses, you'll see startings, and you'll see some nos. A yes means we found her at the top. We didn't have to scroll at all, so that's the top 3. If it's starting, that means we had to scroll down, but then we did find her in the top 20. And a no means we did not find her. So in this branch that's not important to Noelle, she actually already has a lot of traction. This other branch that she wants to dominate, she did not dominate yet as of February of 24. Only 2 yeses and 4 startings. The rest of this list here are all no. So she got really excited about that, and she started filming a lot of these episodes on this branch. She started answering these questions. She answered 5 of them in February, a few more in March, and a few more in April. Well, take a look at the results. By April 18th, we had gained several more yeses. So we went from 2 yeses to 8. By May 16th, even more yeses. By July 3rd, even more yeses. That's called domination. And so when we're talking about getting her videos ranked at the top of YouTube, you've got to do the keyword research the right way. Doing SEO today means the research and doing the keyword research beforehand, understanding the strategy of a video, and then making a video to match that strategy. And then you just put that video on YouTube and let the algorithm do the work. Being strategic like this allows you to turn your no's into yeses until you dominate that entire branch. Let me show you the tool that I use to find all of these results. This is the Keyword Magic tool. You can get a free trial of this tool if you go to Hero Keyword Tool, and that'll take you to the free trial of SEMrush. All these items on the left, these are all their different tools that come in this suite of tools. I don't use any of these other tools. The Keyword Magic tool, that's the gold mine, all right? So we'll just zoom in here. If you type in real estate investor, just as an example, you type in your trunk or your branch, then you come to this screen and you turn on the questions button. Then by default, I always come over to this advanced filter tab and set my word count to 8. So that means I'm looking for questions, in this case about real estate investing, that have 8 words or more. And take a look at what I find. And when I comb through this list, I'm not looking for duplicates, I'm looking for unique questions. So this first one, how to become a real estate investor with no money. The next one, how do I find investors in your area? Or how to find investors for flipping, right? How to find investors for commercial. Now pay attention over on the right side, you'll see the number. This number represents the monthly search volume. And when I'm talking about the tree and all the leaves on that tree, and there's leaves at the bottom of the tree and leaves at the top of the tree, that's what this number can represent. Go after the lower numbers first. Those ones are going to be easier for you to rank quickly on YouTube. And as you rank for more of the ones at the bottom, you can work your way up to the top. So for this exact list that I'm looking at, go for the questions that have 20 or 30 searches a month and dominate there, and then start working your way up the list. I covered a lot, and I introduced you to a very powerful strategy. If you'd like to really understand this strategy in a lot more depth, I've created another episode. It's my full YouTube SEO course. I'll link to it right there. If you want to dominate YouTube like I've demonstrated, then I recommend you go all in, learn the strategy in detail, and you can start to implement it right away. So go watch that video next.